Chosen one. God says, don't let go of them. There are moments in life where the weight of destiny presses so firmly on your shoulders that you cannot deny its presence. You feel it when you encounter a person who awakens something inside you, a connection so unexplainable yet undeniable that it seems to vibrate at the very frequency of your soul. These are not ordinary encounters, nor are they accidental crossings of paths. They are orchestrated, aligned, divinely set before you, and in those encounters you are faced with a choice: to let go and allow the bond to dissolve into the winds of time, or to hold on with all your strength, trusting that the very hand of God is weaving a story through this connection. You are not here by coincidence. You are here because you were chosen, and there are people God Himself has instructed you not to release. Before we move deeper, I want you to stay with me until the very end of this message. There is a reason you found this video, and there is a blessing hidden in it for you. As you journey through every word, let your heart stay open, and when you finish, I encourage you to write your warmest wishes in the comments and include the number 66. This is not by chance, but a way of sealing your intention, aligning your energy, and stepping into a chapter where your wishes become reality. It is a vibration that speaks to the universe, a moment of declaration that you are ready for the things you have hoped for to materialize. Let your words be filled with love, light, and kindness, and know that the very act of writing them down sets unseen forces into motion. Now, chosen one, listen carefully. There are people placed in your life not just to fill space or pass through like fleeting shadows, but to stand as pillars, guides, and living reflections of what you are meant to grow into. Sometimes these people come wrapped in challenges, sometimes they come with lessons, and sometimes they come as the embodiment of comfort and understanding you didn't even know you needed. But the truth remains. God says, don't let go of them. In seasons when everything in you wants to release, to surrender, to walk away because it feels too heavy, too complicated, or too uncertain, there is a divine whisper urging you to stay. Because in holding on, you are holding on not only to them, but to the purpose written for you both. There will be voices that tell you to quit, to turn your back, to seek an easier road. There will be doubts inside your own mind whispering that perhaps you misheard, perhaps you imagined it all, perhaps the connection you feel is nothing more than a fleeting spark. But chosen ones are not led by fleeting sparks. They are led by flames of destiny that burn deep, steady, and unshakable. If God has spoken into your heart that this person, this connection, this relationship is meant to remain, then obedience is not optional, it is a calling. And in obeying, you protect not only them, but yourself, because there are blessings tied to this connection that cannot be accessed through any other path. Think of the times you almost let go, the times you convinced yourself it would be easier to walk away. Yet somehow, life kept pulling you back together. That is not coincidence. That is divine design. When you are chosen, you are marked by connections that defy logic, time, and distance. The chosen path is rarely simple. It is not about comfort, but about transformation. The people you are told not to let go of are the very people through whom transformation will come. They are mirrors to your soul, sharpeners to your character, and carriers of a piece of your destiny. There is a sacred weight in this. Holding on is not passive, it is active. It is prayer. It is patience. It is resilience. It is continuing to believe in the connection when storms rage, when silence falls, when misunderstandings cloud the air. The chosen one does not abandon easily, because they understand that what is forged in divine fire cannot be broken by human hands. There will be tests, but tests are proof of the treasure. There will be stretching, but stretching is proof of growth. You are not being punished through this connection. You are being shaped, refined, and prepared. And so I speak directly to your heart. The person God has asked you not to release may not always make sense to others. They may question why you still care, why you still hope, why you still hold on. But others were not given your vision. Others did not hear the whisper that reached your spirit. This is not their journey to understand. It is yours to walk. Do not expect validation from the outside when your instruction came from above. The chosen one does not move by the opinions of the crowd, but by the certainty of divine instruction. As you walk this path, you will notice the subtle confirmations. Dreams that remind you, signs that align, feelings that rise up when you think you have finally moved on, only to discover that the thread is still there, unbroken. These confirmations are not tricks of the mind. They are signals from heaven that your obedience is not in vain. When God says, "Don't let go," it means there is more to come, more to be revealed, more to be lived. The story is not over. The final chapter has not been written, and your role in their life, just as their role in yours, is not finished. Patience will be required of you. Understanding will be required of you. Strength will be required of you. But most importantly, faith will be required of you. Faith that even when you do not see the outcome, even when you do not hold the answers, even when the journey seems endless, the one who called you knows the end from the beginning. Faith that the connection itself was not your idea but his, and if he planted it, he will water it. Faith that in your holding on, you are not wasting time but investing in eternity. Chosen one, don't let go. Don't let the winds of discouragement carry you away. Don't let fear convince you that you cannot endure. Don't let impatience trick you into surrendering something priceless for the sake of temporary relief. Don't let the silence deceive you into thinking nothing is happening. Behind the scenes, God is moving. Behind the silence, God is speaking. Behind the waiting, God is building. Even in moments where you feel unseen, unheard, and misunderstood, know this: you are chosen for this very thing, and chosen ones are never abandoned. Every tear you cry is noted. Every prayer you whisper is gathered. Every step you take in obedience is marked. You are not holding on alone. Heaven itself is holding you. You are not carrying the weight by yourself. The one who told you not to let go is carrying it with you. That is why you cannot quit. That is why you cannot walk away. That is why, despite everything, your spirit knows you must stay. And so, as this message sinks into your soul, remember this truth. The person God has asked you not to let go of is not only a part of your journey, they are a part of your becoming. In holding them, you hold a piece of yourself. In honoring this instruction, you honor the divine purpose written over your life. Do not measure the value of this connection by the present moment. Measure it by eternity. What you cannot yet see is greater than what you now see. What is still hidden will one day be revealed. This is the weight of the chosen one. This is the cost of carrying divine instruction. This is the honor of being trusted with a bond heaven itself sealed. And though the journey may not always be easy, though the road may not always be clear, though the nights may not always bring comfort, you will see the reward of your faithfulness. For chosen ones who do not let go will one day witness the beauty of what was promised from the very beginning. Chosen one. The journey of not letting go is not simply about another person. It is about your own soul, your own growth, and the molding of your spirit into the fullness of what you were created to be. Every bond God commands you to protect carries a hidden mirror. In their eyes, you will often see yourself more clearly than anywhere else. Sometimes you will see the beauty you didn't know existed within you. Other times you will see the flaws you wanted to ignore. But always, you will see truth. And truth is not always easy, but it is always necessary. That is why the command not to let go is heavy, because it is in holding on that you confront who you really are and who you are meant to become. When God tells you not to release someone, He is not simply asking you to endure another person. He is asking you to endure yourself through them. It is through them that your patience is tested. It is through them that your forgiveness deepens. It is through them that your understanding stretches beyond the limits you thought possible. They challenge your comfort zones. They awaken your hidden strengths. They force you to look beyond selfishness into the greater purpose of love, loyalty, and divine assignment. To let go of them prematurely would be to let go of the very process shaping your destiny. There are chosen ones who think strength is proven by walking away, by showing they can survive alone. But true strength is sometimes found in staying, in refusing to quit, in holding on when everything in you craves release. It is not weakness to keep your hands steady on the bond God gave you. It is courage. It is faith. It is alignment with something bigger than your momentary emotions. Emotions shift like waves, but divine assignments remain firm. And when God marks someone in your life as significant, that mark is eternal. It does not fade with time or vanish with distance. It endures because it is not written with ink. It is etched by spirit. You may wonder why the path feels so long, why the connection feels so heavy, why the waiting feels endless. But chosen one, this wait is the evidence of significance. If it did not matter, it would be easy. If it were trivial, it would not stretch you. If it had no eternal value, the enemy would not fight it so hard. The very resistance you face is proof of the power locked within this connection. There are forces that want you to let go because they know if you hold on, blessings will be unleashed, purposes will align, and lives will be transformed. That is why the battle feels so personal, because it is. Chosen one, do not underestimate the impact of your obedience. What you hold on to is not just about you. It ripples into generations. It spills into the unseen. It touches lives you do not yet know. Your faithfulness today will bear fruit in days you cannot yet imagine. There are destinies tied to your decision. There are futures hinging on your perseverance. When God says, "Don't let go," He sees beyond the moment. He sees the entire picture. He knows the lives that will be healed, the wounds that will be closed, the love that will be restored, because you chose to listen and to hold. It is not a coincidence that you feel the pull, even when you try to ignore it. It is not an accident that thoughts of this person rise up in your heart when you least expect it. It is not a mistake that their presence lingers in your spirit long after you thought it should have faded. This is the divine fingerprint reminding you that what is meant cannot be erased. Chosen one, this is the sacred thread tying you to them. A thread that stretches but does not break. A thread that bends but does not snap. And every time you are tempted to cut it, God whispers, "Don't let go." There will be seasons of silence, and those seasons will test your faith more than anything else. Silence can feel like absence. It can feel like rejection. It can feel like abandonment. but silence is often the ground where roots grow deepest. Just because you do not hear or see does not mean nothing is happening. Beneath the surface, transformation is taking place. In the hidden, preparation is unfolding. Silence is not emptiness, it is cultivation. If you let go during silence, you uproot what was just about to sprout. But if you remain, if you hold steady, you will one day see the fruit of what seemed invisible. Chosen one, not letting go does not mean losing yourself. It does not mean ignoring your worth. It does not mean allowing harm or tolerating destruction. It means aligning your heart with the divine instruction and trusting that even in difficulty, God knows what He is doing. To hold on is not to chain yourself. It is to free yourself from the constant wandering of doubt and fear. It is to anchor yourself in certainty, even when the waves crash around you. It is to say, I do not understand everything, but I understand enough to trust. You may ask, how long must I hold on? How long must I wait? How long must I believe when so little makes sense? The answer is simple but not easy. As long as God says so. And when He tells you the time has come, you will know. But until that moment, chosen one, obedience is your compass. Your heart may feel weary, your mind may feel restless, but your spirit knows the truth. It is not your job to control the outcome. It is your job to remain faithful to the instruction. Faith is not proven by what you see. It is proven by what you do when you cannot see. Every time you feel the urge to let go, remember why you were told to hold on. Remember the first confirmation, the first sign, the first stirring that made you realize this was different, this was sacred, this was divine. Remember that God does not change His mind the way people do. His words do not expire. His instructions are not random. If He spoke once, it still stands. If He commanded you then, He sustains you now. The consistency of His voice is your anchor in the storm, and so, chosen one, keep your grip steady. Keep your faith alive. Keep your hope burning, even when the night feels endless. Because one day, the dawn will break. One day, what you held on to will reveal its beauty. One day, you will see why every tear, every prayer, every moment of perseverance mattered. One day, you will look back and realize that the instruction not to let go was never about loss. It was always about love. And that love, chosen one, will outlast everything. Chosen one, there is a unique kind of pressure that comes with carrying a divine bond. It is unlike anything else you will ever experience, because it is not simply human attachment. It is not just fondness or attraction or ordinary affection. It is weighty, it lingers in your spirit, and it feels immovable even when your mind tries to reason it away. You may have tried to convince yourself at times that it would be easier to release, that walking away would bring peace, that letting go would finally silence the tension inside you. But every time you move toward release, something within you pulls you back. That something is not weakness, that something is not confusion, that something is the hand of God saying, "Not yet. Do not let go." There are people who will not understand this struggle. They may tell you that you deserve better, that you should move on, that you should stop caring. Their words may even sound wise on the surface, but they do not carry the authority of the divine voice that spoke to you. What they see is only fragments. What you feel is the whole, and the whole cannot be explained in pieces. That is why the chosen one often feels misunderstood. Because what God whispers to you cannot always be translated into human language. It must be carried in silence, in faith, in trust, until the time of revelation comes. Chosen one, this is why the instruction not to let go is so sacred. It is not about proving your strength to others. It is about proving your trust to the one who gave you the instruction. It is about choosing to obey even when the evidence is thin. It is about choosing to love even when it costs you. It is about standing in a posture of surrender, saying, "I will not release what you have told me to keep." This obedience builds something inside of you that nothing else can. It builds resilience, it builds depth, and it builds a bond between you and God that is stronger than the storms that try to shake it. There will be times when you ask yourself, why? Why this person? Why this bond? Why this path? Why not someone easier, someone clearer, someone less complicated? And the answer may not come right away. But chosen one, you are not asked to understand everything. You are asked to trust the one who understands all. What feels unclear to you is perfectly clear to him. What feels like chaos to you is a carefully woven design to him. The person you are told not to let go of is not random. They are connected to your growth, your future, your calling. And one day, the why will unfold like a flower in full bloom. Do not underestimate the spiritual dimension of this bond. It is not just physical closeness or emotional attachment. It is spiritual alignment. There are ties that reach beyond this lifetime, bonds that echo from eternity, connections that were chosen long before you even knew they existed. When God says, "Don't let go," He is protecting something eternal. He is safeguarding a connection that transcends time. He is reminding you that this person is more than they appear. They are a key to something greater, and keys are not thrown away lightly. Chosen one, holding on will often test your patience more than anything else. Waiting can feel like the hardest part, because the human heart craves immediacy. We want answers now. We want clarity now. We want results now. But destiny does not unfold on demand. It requires time, shaping, preparation, alignment. If God tells you to hold on, it means He is still preparing the ground. It means there are pieces yet to move, hearts yet to soften, doors yet to open. To let go before the preparation is complete would be to abandon the harvest before the fruit is ripe. And so you wait, not passively, but with expectation, with trust, with the confidence that what you hold on to is worth it. In the process, you will notice how this bond changes you. It will teach you to love with patience instead of urgency. It will teach you to see beyond flaws into purpose. It will teach you to forgive, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. It will strip away pride, self-interest, and impatience, and in their place it will plant humility, faith, and endurance. Chosen one. This is not just about holding on to them. It is about holding on to the version of yourself that God is calling forth through this journey. There will be days when your faith feels heavy. There will be nights when your prayers feel unanswered. There will be moments when you want to throw your hands in the air and walk away. And in those moments, you may even question if you heard correctly in the first place. But deep down, beneath the noise of doubt, your spirit knows the truth. You did hear, you did receive. You are not mistaken. That inner certainty is your anchor, even when the surface of your life feels stormy. Do not confuse silence with absence. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not confuse difficulty with failure. These are not signs that you should let go. They are signs that you are still in process. Chosen one, the very reason you are tested so deeply is because the bond you are carrying holds weight. Diamonds are not formed without pressure. Gold is not purified without fire. And destiny is not fulfilled without endurance. The person you are called to hold on to is not just another face in the crowd. They are a refining fire in your life. And you, chosen one, are a refining fire in theirs. What feels like struggle today will one day be seen as preparation. What feels like burden today will one day be seen as blessing. And so I tell you again, do not let go. Even when your hands tremble, hold on. Even when your heart aches, hold on. Even when your mind screams to release, hold on. Because holding on is not just about them. It is about honoring the voice that told you to stay. It is about saying, I trust you, God, more than I trust my own understanding. It is about surrendering the need to control and embracing the call to believe. Chosen one, this is not weakness. This is not foolishness. This is not obsession. This is faithfulness. This is obedience. This is courage. And one day, when the pieces come together, when the story unfolds, when the hidden is revealed, you will look back and know it was all worth it. For the chosen ones who do not let go are the ones who inherit the beauty of promises fulfilled. Chosen one, there is a reason you have been entrusted with this command. It is not given to everyone. Not everyone is asked to carry such a bond. Not everyone is capable of standing under the weight of it. Not everyone has the heart to endure when the journey grows long. That is why you are chosen. Because within you is a strength you may not even recognize, a resilience that has been planted and nurtured over time, a spirit that has been tested and proven. God does not place such instructions on fragile shoulders. He gives them to those he knows can withstand the storms and still keep walking. And though you may not always feel strong, the very fact that you are still here, still holding on, still refusing to release what was divinely marked, is proof that you carry a strength not of your own, but given from above. Do not underestimate what it means to be chosen. It means you are set apart, called into a path few will understand. It means you will often walk alone, because the crowd is not invited into this level of intimacy with divine purpose. It means you will carry mysteries others cannot explain, and you will wrestle with questions that have no quick answers. But it also means you are trusted with something rare. To be chosen is to be a vessel for divine work, even when it costs you, even when it stretches you beyond yourself. And part of that work is learning to hold on to what God tells you not to release, no matter how contrary it feels to everything else around you. There are people in your life who will serve many purposes. Some will teach, some will inspire, some will simply pass through and leave a mark. But there are only a few whom God commands you not to let go of. These are sacred connections. These are assignments dressed in human form. These are the people who are interwoven with your destiny in a way you cannot unravel, no matter how hard you try. That is why separation feels unnatural. That is why walking away feels incomplete. That is why, even after distance, silence, or misunderstanding, the bond still lingers in your spirit. It is not just personal, it is divine. Chosen one, holding on does not mean ignoring the challenges. There will be moments of frustration, moments of doubt, moments where you question the fairness of it all. But challenges are not meant to break the chosen. They are meant to refine them. When you face difficulty in the bond, it is not proof that it should be abandoned. It is proof that it holds value worth protecting. Precious things are always tested. Rare treasures are always guarded fiercely. The very fact that this connection faces resistance is the evidence of its worth. At times, you may feel like letting go would give you freedom. But chosen one, the truth is the opposite. Letting go when God said, "Hold on," is not freedom. It is disobedience. And disobedience carries chains of regret heavier than any trial obedience could ever bring. The freedom you long for is not found in releasing the bond prematurely. It is found in trusting God with the timing, the outcome, and the unseen details. When you obey, even in struggle, you stand in true freedom. Because freedom is not the absence of responsibility. It is alignment with divine will. Remember, chosen one, obedience is not always glamorous. It does not always bring applause. In fact, it often brings isolation. People will call you stubborn, they will call you naive, they will call you blind. But let them speak, because their words are only echoes of what they do not understand. You were not given this instruction for them. You were given it for you. And when the time of revelation comes, when the beauty of what you held on to finally shines in full, those same voices will be silenced by the undeniable evidence of divine purpose fulfilled. You will also face the test of time. Time has a way of wearing down hope, of dulling the fire of conviction, of tempting you to believe that maybe it no longer matters. But chosen one, time does not erase divine instruction. What God said yesterday is still true today, and it will still be true tomorrow. Time does not weaken His word, it proves it. And every day you hold on, even when nothing seems to change, you are proving that your faith is stronger than the passing of days. You are proving that your obedience is not conditional. You are proving that your heart belongs to the eternal, not to the temporary. There may be moments when distance stretches between you and the one you are holding on to. In those moments, you may feel as though the bond is slipping away. But chosen one, distance is powerless against divine connection. It cannot sever what heaven has sealed. Even when miles or silence stand between you, the bond remains alive in the spirit. And in the right time, that bond will bridge every gap. Do not let temporary separation deceive you into thinking permanence has been broken. What God binds cannot be undone by space, silence, or circumstance. And when the moment arrives, chosen one, you will see how every delay, every silence, every distance was never meant to destroy, but to strengthen. You will realize that the bond endured not because of your power alone, but because it was sustained by something greater, something eternal. Trust that what was written for you cannot be erased, and what was sealed in the spirit will always find its way back in the physical. Hold steady, for in the perfect time, all that seemed scattered will come together, and you will understand why God told you again and again not to let go.